episode of the Ultimate One Wrestling News. I am your host, the Ultimate One, coming to you live from New York City. I am going to be talking about the NXT Takeover or the NXT debut that happened on USA Network on Wednesday, and a lot of the matches. I think the whole show was great. I can't complain about it. Except with this part, the wrestler named Grimes, he beat Sean Mulata, in probably 1 minute, which I felt that wasn't even necessary in that match. The fact that I saw Leo Rush come back, that part kind of had me bugging out because I was like, Leo Rush is back? Leo Rush is still in WWE? I thought he left. I mean, last time I saw him wrestle was back in April. So that was a little thing that I was like kind of surprised of. But let's get to the first thing that happened in the show was that they had the four-way between the ladies. Candice LeRae ended up winning that four-way match between Mia Yim, Belair, Io Shirai. Those girls of like the top four women in there that Shayna basically pretty much beat all three out of the four. But Candice LeRae ended up winning that match, and now she's the number one contender for the NXT Women's title. But it's funny, the ending and the announcement that they are going to face off with each other on October 2nd, on the same night that AEW is going to crown their first new women's champion. Nyla Rose versus Riho is that match for the AEW World title. So there you go. They're already starting a war with AEW for the women's division, which I think NXT got a better women's division than AEW. AEW still got to build on that. And again, AEW is not looking for a war with WWE. It's the other way around. Vince McMahon is bringing a war to AEW because it's hurting his ego. He's going at war with his ego. But the fact that Triple H is going along with that, being that NXT is his baby, you got to give it to the guy. He's trying to make it look like, oh, look, we're at a war, but there's no war. To me, it's no war, but they're going to be facing each other on October 2nd, and I think AEW better be prepared for what they're going against, because NXT, even though NXT has supposedly developmental wrestlers, they're not developmental. These guys are indie wrestlers that been established, and this WWE, they call them developmental, but they're not developmental. But then we saw the Velveteen Dream and Roderick Strong for the North American title. I felt that they should have held that till October 2nd, because that would have been put against the card that AEW has for that night, which is that Sammy Guevara against Cody Rhodes, which is not a main event. The Elite, Omega and the Young Bucks versus Jericho and his mystery partners, where we everybody know there's LAX because they showed up at All Out. And I believe the women's title match, whoever wins that becomes the first AEW World Champion. But that you can see the card would have not been a great card, we could say, to go against what NXT would have put. Velveteen Dream versus Roderick Strong. The street fight between Matt Riddle and Killer Dane would have been something good to see. But they didn't. They pulled everything out on Wednesday, and they pulled it as a desperate act, because then next thing you know, I'm looking at the Velveteen Dream match and Roderick Strong match, and Roderick Strong ends up winning the championship. The prophecy was made according to the Undisputed Era. They got all the belts, but the prophecy was being made that WWE is desperate, because then next thing you know, they pull out the card where all of a sudden Sean DeMonte, whatever his name was, went to wrestle, and he got attacked by the Imperium is a group run by Walter and NXT UK, and I felt that if you bringing all these NXT UK guys, you're killing the brand in UK, because NXT UK is something you don't watch all the time. You don't watch that every week, then you don't see them every week, and it's special when you see the NXT UK takeover. I believe that they were desperate. They were very desperate, and to me, it's like, you have to do what you got to do. Then you gotta do it smart, not do it because you're desperate. So, with them exposing their weapon of Imperium in there with Walter and the Velveteen Dream match NXT for the NXT North American title, it goes to show you that they're desperate. They're very desperate. Also, the one thing that I noticed that I didn't like was the fact that the ending of the NXT event, where all the wrestlers were wailing at each other. It reminded me of a WCW segment back in 1997 when the NWO attacked Dallas Page and the Horsemen went in to help them. And next thing you know, they got attacked by the Dungeon, and then the Dungeon got attacked by somebody else, and it kept on throughout the whole arena. All these wrestlers are going at it at the arena, and next thing you know, Sting came down and pulled DDP. If you guys never seen this or are new to the wrestling world, or guys who don't remember that, go to YouTube and type in NWO attacks DDP, and it'll show you that. You're going to see what I'm talking about. And NXT UK, I mean not NXT UK, NXT main event match was Killer Dane versus Matt Riddle in a street fight, and I felt that that's the way it ended. To me, Matt Riddle is getting what he deserves, because Matt Riddle was keep opening his mouth and disrespecting the legends and all that, and now he's in a feud, a meaningless feud, and he was up next to get the title shot against Adam Cole, and that's not what's happening now. So you can see what's going on. I don't know, but here are the bad parts that I felt that happened to them on Wednesday. One, they put a match between Chinese wrestler, I forgot her name, Lee versus Aaliyah. Aaliyah's been there for 5 years. Why they put her there to wrestle? The girl's garbage. She should have been gone a long time ago. She should have been maybe how do you say that, interviewer or something. But the girl's been there for 5 years, has not made that Chinese wrestler look bad. So I don't know why she was there. Second, the fact that AEW was able to get a spot on the USA Network to promote the AEW show for October 2nd was, I know McMahon must have been livid to see that, because now it's like, you kept saying you want war, now the war has been claimed, and pretty much AEW put out a Joker's card on them, like, this is your joke, you know, you're just making things impossible for everybody. So here, we'll do this, and we'll put an ad on USA Network where you got your broadcast going on right now. I also felt that the fact that they didn't plan this accordingly, and if you guys remember, August 22nd, I made a video talking about, did NXT pull the trigger early, because they wanted to do a 2-week or 3-week jump ahead of AEW, and they didn't plan accordingly. So instead of them planning accordingly and saying, well, okay, we want a 2-hour show, so we gotta put it somewhere on Thursday maybe, or somewhere down the line for the meantime. No, they went and they put 1 hour on the USA Network, and then they couldn't do it in the second hour because the USA Network has the show Suits, which is almost finishing, I think, in a couple of weeks. And then they put the next hour on the WWE Network. And here's what happened. The WWE Network crashed. And a lot of people missed the second hour of the NXT show. So, and then to top it off, the NXT Network has not been, I mean, not NXT Network, the WWE Network has not been working right ever since they did the update. So, goes to show you, when you're desperate, you don't plan. And this is what happens. And I know a lot of you guys may not agree with me. Oh, you a hater? But no, it's not. I'm not hating. It's I'm an expert. It's not. I'm an expert. The fact that I've been watching wrestling for almost 45 years, and I've seen every damn promotion when they do desperate acts, and the things I see. Okay, I'm going to criticize anybody. It could be New Japan Pro Wrestling. It could be Impact. It could be Ring of Honor. It could be any federation. It could even be AEW. I'm going to, if you do something wrong, I'm going to criticize it. You guys may not gonna like it. I don't care, because I'm gonna point it out. That's why I'm here, to point it out. And that's what happened. They got greedy. They didn't plan it. And now when they went to put the second hour on the WWE Network, they were also doing an update at the same time. Whose fault is this? So now Triple H went after the conference call after the event and said, oh, you know, your guys making it more than what it is. Yeah, we're gonna make it because we're paying money for it. That's why we're paying money for it. But overall, the NXT was pretty good. It was pretty good. NXT is always good. Just the fact that I feel that they exposed all their weapon, Imperium, Walter, the prophecy of the Undisputed Era winning all the belts. Now, what the only thing I can say is, what are you going to do with that? I think they could have done Valor Extreme winning the belt from Velveteen Dream on October 2nd. Them exposing Imperium in their show on October 2nd. They would have blew AEW out of the box. Because AEW to me right now, October 2nd, has not shown me that they got a big impact. What they promoting doesn't sound like it's going to be oh my God, a rageous show. But you never know. AEW is a smart promotion. Remember, the owner, Tony Khan, used to be a wrestling fan. Or is a wrestling fan. Then you got Cody Rhodes, who his father was the American Dream, and he knows. Then you got, and then Dustin Rhodes, you got Kenny Omega. And Kenny Omega made it clear, which pretty much is, he has a point when he said that WWE is sending the developmental stars to go after AEW instead of the SmackDown and Raw. Of course, SmackDown and Raw is garbage. Every week is garbage. So of course they're going to put NXT to go after AEW, and he called it developmental, but it's the truth because it's not. I mean, I don't agree they are developmental because they're wrestlers. I've been watching almost all of them, and they are pretty good. But as WWE, that's what they claim. They're developmental. So of course, Kenny Omega pointed it out, and I'm sure a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, why is he saying that? That's messed up. He's a hater. I hate Kenny Omega." Please, guys, let's get over it, okay? It speaks. It's the truth. It's just the way it is. It's just, but again, now Wednesday nights are going to be good. I mean, NXT. I don't put NXT down. I just feel, like I said, once again, to make it clear, they expose all their weapons that they have on one night. They could have held on to it till October 2nd. But McMahon and Triple H couldn't wait. So all these things happen. Of course, in the beginning, I'm sure if you're, I say this, if you're a starting promotion, yeah, you're going to have mistakes, you're going to have problems, but NXT is not a promotion that's starting. They got the backing of WWE, and they should have never had all these problems. So AEW, I probably expect that, but we'll see. We're gonna see in a couple of weeks, October 2nd. Also, real quick, Brock Lesnar is back in SmackDown, and apparently this week he F5 Kofi Kingston. He challenged Kofi Kingston for the WWE belt. And they're gonna face off on the Fox debut of SmackDown. So, and also I think Braun Strowman was in the Chicago versus Cardinal game, which I found it weird. But again, and it was in Fox, of course, they're promoting SmackDown. So I see Braun Strowman probably being in SmackDown, because they haven't done nothing with him in Raw, and they're just using him in gimmicks, and I just feel bad for the guy. The guy he's big, he's strong, but they don't know how to use him. So, also, the King of the Ring, Barry Corbin won the King of the Ring versus his final match against Chad Gable. That was a great match. For all you guys who have not watched that, check it out. Chad Gable, Barry Corbin stole the show on Raw on Monday, and a lot of people are like, oh, Barry Corbin's doing better, he's getting better wrestling. Listen, guys, if case you don't know, WWE limits a lot of the wrestlers' ability to showcase their physique, or not physique, but their talent, because they want them to wrestle the WWE way, which is the garbage way. Okay, Barry Corbin, when I first saw him in NXT, and I saw him come up on the SmackDown and won Money in the Bank, I saw him as the future world champion. But somewhere he pissed somebody off in the back, and they gave the title shot to Jinder Mahal, who was the worst WWE champion ever in my eyes. So, but now Barry Corbin is now King Corbin. The only thing I didn't like about the whole thing with the ceremony on the next day on SmackDown was that they rehashed the storyline of Bret Hart and Jerry the King Lawler, where they pretty much kind of messed up the ceremony. But congratulations to Baron Corbin. I guess he deserves it. We'll see what happens now, because now he's gonna have to wait, because now it looks like the Fiend is gonna go against Seth Rollins, and the ending of that SmackDown thing was Kane getting choked out by an animal claw by the Fiend. But it's getting scarier and scarier. But I don't like the fact that they're putting the Fiend already with Seth Rollins. He only beat Finn Balor since his debut, so I don't know. It's just, we'll see. I mean, it's good. This fall is going to be a lot of wrestling, a lot of stuff going on. So hopefully it'll be good. Well, I want to thank everybody who's watching this podcast. I hope you enjoy it. Leave me your comments. Tell me what you think. Um, so if you guys enjoy it, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to get notification when I upload new videos. Also in Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, just click the top of my YouTube channel. You'll see them right there. Um, I'm also in Discord. You guys want to chat, talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's all good. Thank you for all my subscribers who subscribe to this channel. Once again, and big ups to my boy OJM. Um, Me and him tried to do collaboration a couple of weeks ago for an all-out preview, and apparently he was having audio issues, and we weren't able to do the all-out previews. So hopefully down the line we'll hook up and do something. I guess the Survivor Series coming up. You got Full Gear coming up, so we can do something, and hopefully we be able to collaborate. Once again, I want to thank everybody again. So welcome again to watching my video, Ultimate One Wrestling News, and hopefully I'll see you guys very, very soon.